So now just Sushant shared his views about PN junction or diode analogy. Okay, how he remembers diode, he talked about that. Many times, see, when you want to understand working of electronic device, you can create your own stories also. Okay, that matters a lot in understanding the device. Your own stories, practical stories that can be connected with the device so that you better understand about the device. Because otherwise, what happens if you study the things given in the textbook as it is, you will forget it very soon. So to you need to remember a few concepts from the textbook, but later on you should connect that with your real stories, real incidents. That's how you can remember the device for a long time. Otherwise, see, soon after your examination you may forget it, and I've seen students forgetting the subject names after their degree. Okay, when asked you whether you studied electronic devices or not, okay, they say that, oh, I remember that keyword, that kind of things will happen, if you don't connect it with real incidents, life incidents. Okay, any other students can share your thoughts about devices which we already discussed, like PN junction, transistor, bipolar junction transistor. If you have any analogies or stories built uh, with the working of those devices, you can just share it here. Okay, so that others also will be aware, they can also connect with their own stories, to understand more about electronic devices. Anybody is there who can share your thoughts? Okay, all right. Okay, if nobody is there, let's continue. So in today's class, I am just explaining you an analogy related to the MOSFET. You know what exactly the MOSFET now. We discussed in the last class N-channel enhancement mode MOSFET. Uh, we discussed, about two modes of operation, enhancement mode and the depletion mode. We explained only the enhancement mode in the last class, but in today's class we will also explain what is called as a depletion mode, and later on I will explain you the analogy which will help you in understanding MOSFET, okay, in more detail. Okay, okay. Any questions regarding this enhancement mode MOSFET that we have discussed last class? We explained the structure of N-channel enhancement mode MOSFET. How to build this? You can start with P-type substrate, that is the foundation or basic material. On top of that, you can diffuse with two N plus regions. Okay, that forms source and drain region, and you can have a layer connecting this source and the drain region on top of this, which is silicon dioxide, and again there is one more layer uh, which is a metal to extract the leads to connect gate terminal. We have a metal uh, shaded portion here shows it is a metal layer, and two voltages are very important here to understand this device. The voltage that is applied between gate and source, which we call as VGS, V sub GS. This is the voltage applied between gate and source terminal. Okay, most of the times we will short circuit this source and substrate. Okay, we will see a short circuit, something like this. Okay, so source and substrate, the short circuited, and this terminal will be grounded. So whatever the voltage we apply with reference to source, we are also applying with reference to substrate, because both are short circuited. The voltage here is same as voltage here, which is 0 volts, ground 0 volts. Okay, so all voltages are applied with reference to this source or substrate. So likewise there is a VGS here. VGS is a control voltage between gate and source. Gate is like a control terminal, and the voltage need to be applied across two terminal. Therefore we choose gate and source. Okay. So another voltage which is equally important is drain source voltage, V sub ds. ds here stands for drain and source. So drain terminal which you are seeing is right side here. This is a drain terminal, and this is n plus region is a drain region. The voltage that we apply to the drain terminal straight away goes to this drain region. So because terminal is extracted from the drain region. So this is drain and the source is here. So with reference to these two terminals, we apply a voltage that is called as VDS. Here voltages can be changed. Here the one polarity what I have given here is for VGS, positive to the gate, negative to the source. This can be interchanged however you want it. Need not be always positive to gate and negative to source. And you will see the consequence of changing voltage here, how it makes changes happens in the below silicon dioxide and semiconductor interface. You will see those changes. So positive voltage here creates negative charge, induces here, and negative voltage here induces positive charge here. That the concept you should okay, take into consideration. Okay. The other voltage, as I was telling here, drain to source voltage. Again, the polarity need not be positive to the drain or negative to the source. You can interchange, however you want it here. Connecting positive to the drain gives, the current will start flowing from drain terminal to the source terminal. If you are expecting current in opposite direction, then you need to change the polarity of this battery. Negative you can connect to the drain, and positive you can connect to the source. Just to explain the working, I have connected, for simplicity with this kind of, the polarity. Okay, one need not, fix always that, positive to drain and negative to source. This can be changed. Okay, this is subjected to change. Okay. Okay, so those two voltages we have seen. One is VGS, other one is VDS. Other voltages are there, but I don't recommend right now for you to consider those voltages. The voltages may be applied between bulk and source here. Okay, so it's here I've short circuited it here, but there are voltages you can even connect a voltage here, battery here, and that can be called as VSB. Let us not discuss about this, because as I told you, this you are going to study in VLSI design. Uh, the changes that are happening in the device when we apply source to bulk voltage, we will see in VLSI design. There are a lot of changes are going to happen along with these voltages which are already applied. These are implicit. Always for a device to work, these voltages must be applied, but this is not compulsory. Okay, so when you apply this, we need to understand what is going to happen within the device. Okay, with these two voltages. Right now, I don't want to include this voltage. Let us consider for the time being this VSP is going to be 0. That's one voltage, and there is a voltage even between drain and bulk also. That also we will not consider right now. We can make it that as 0. Okay, so that voltage doesn't exist. Okay, we are not considering that, and there is a voltage between drain and gate also. So that voltage also we will not consider for the time being. So there are many voltages are there, but for the time being, to understand the working principle of this device, VGS and VDS are necessary. Other voltages are not so important for the time being. If you want to understand more depth about this device, then you can consider those voltages. Okay, that's about voltages, and let us look at currents here. Okay, every terminal will have a current here. So here let us not go more detail about the current. I will just discuss the currents that are important to understand the working principle of this MOSFET here. One current which I already showed you is drain source current. So this current is very important. Okay, sometimes we call ID itself, or you can also denote this as IDS. They are same. They need not give different notations for this. So ID, current flowing in the drain terminal, and again the direction of this depends on the power supply or battery that you connected here. It can flow from drain to source, or it can flow from source to drain also, depending on the supply how you connect it here. So this is a drain to source current or drain current here. This is the current that is flowing at drain terminal here, and there is a current which is flowing at the source, which you can call as source current IS. But in this case, the drain current will be equal to source current, because there is no other currents flowing here. So therefore, IS will be equal to ID. The current that enters enter the terminal, the same current will leave the terminal. Suppose here the current enters IDS or ID enters this drain terminal, and it should leave the source terminal here. So here the current will be IS, and this current IS will be equal to ID or IDS. Okay, that's current is incoming and this is outgoing current. Okay, both are going to be equal because the doping is equal, right? So therefore the current that is incoming here should be equal to the outgoing current. So this is the current that is flowing at the source, and that is equal to the drain current here. And third current, which we ignore most of the times, is the gate current here. So IG. We don't expect this gate current in a MOSFET. Approximately this approximate value of this is going to be 0. Provided if the silicon dioxide, which is acting an insulator, if this is going to be perfect, then the gate current is going to be 0. Otherwise, if there are any impurities or defects in the silicon dioxide, then you will have some amount of gate current here, typically which is in nano ampere, that can be ignored, okay, because it's very small here. Ideally speaking, this gate current should be 0. That's one advantage for us, for using MOSFET in variety of electronic designs. Because see, this is a control terminal. Gate terminal acts like a control, and we don't expect a control terminal to to have a drop within that gate region here. If any IR drop occurs in the gate region, then definitely it results in a power consumption, and so therefore since the gate current itself is very small, this drop can be neglected here. So that's an ideal device required for the electronic design. Okay, so these are the three currents what we expect, and bulk current is there, we don't consider again here. Okay, so source current, since it is which is flowing here, that should be equal to the bulk current here. So we will not consider for the time being the bulk current here. So among the currents, what is important is only one current, which is drain to source current or drain current. And in this case MOSFET, this source current will also be equivalent to drain current, and gate current is going to be 0, because there is in the symbolic representation we have shown that there is no connectivity, physical connectivity between the gate and the drain, and gate and the source. Therefore the gate current is going to be 0 here. And last class we defined even threshold voltage also. Threshold voltage is the voltage or minimum gate to source voltage for the formation of channel. Okay, how much voltage you apply here so that channel formation takes place. The channel should be in such a way that it should conduct, it should allow the charge carriers to move from source to drain. Minimum voltage here, minimum channel formation here, that is called as threshold voltage. Typically in micrometer technology, threshold voltage is going to be 1 volt. Okay, so that means if we apply 1 volt here, so here minimum channel formation will takes place here. Okay, so that is required for the charges to move from source region to drain region here. That is called as threshold voltage. So threshold voltage is nothing but the gate to source voltage or minimum gate to source voltage for the formation of channel here. And we discussed about this, when VGS is greater than or equal to threshold voltage, then channel will be induced. When gate to source voltage is less than the threshold voltage, there will be no channel formation, current will not flow, because source and drain regions remains isolated. IDV will be 0 for this. Okay, for this condition ID will be 0 for VGS less than VT, so ID or IDS will be 0. Okay, let us move on to the next device. I hope you understood more about this N channel enhancement mode MOSFET. Now we will move on to the N channel, same N channel depletion mode MOSFET. Okay, so this is the structure of N channel depletion mode MOSFET, and you are seeing here cross sectional view, and adjacent to this you are seeing the circuit symbol for the depletion mode MOSFET. The reason why I say this is an N channel, because you see the type of substrate here. It is a P type substrate we are using here. So substrate will be of P type. So this is a substrate region, complete region is going to be substrate. And look at diffusions here. There is an N plus diffusion on top of this substrate, N plus diffusion here. So these two regions are equally doped. And one distinguish the characteristics, structure different from enhancement mode is this is inbuilt channel. As you can see here in enhancement mode, we don't have inbuilt channel connecting source and drain, whereas here in depletion mode, at the time of fabrication itself, we will create a channel between source and drain. You can see this is a channel. It is labeled as channel here. Okay, you can see channel here, and there is a path already exists between source and drain. Okay, so there's a connectivity between the source and drain. So this is done at the time of fabrication. So this instead of calling induced channel, so let us say this, let me call as implanted channel. Implanted channel. Channel is implanted at the time of fabrication, at the time of fabrication. When the device is fabricated, okay, we implant this channel here. Now you can see that already the channel exists between source and the drain. Now let us see what happens when we apply two different voltages. So first let us consider gate to source voltage here. So let me connect here negative terminal, positive, negative, positive. Is a battery connected. So this is VGS. Okay, and let us apply even VDS also. VDS, again negative, positive, negative, positive. So this is VDS. Okay, you understood now? We have connected two voltages here, and we need to short circuit even source and bulk, and we'll connect this to ground. Okay, now look at here how this device works. So already there is a channel inbuilt at the time of fabrication, so therefore this can be called as implanted channel. Okay, now what I will do is I will make this gate to source voltage as 0. Just think about this, gate to source voltage is 0, and I will apply VDS say 2 volts. Do you get here any current? I just want to know from your side whether ID is 0 or not. Okay, whether we have 0 or you have some more current here. Anybody can answer this?
We will have some current, sir, because the channel is already present.
Exactly, we will have some current. So current cannot be 0, we will have some current. You can tell the value of current if I give you the value of resistance. Okay, so here I don't know what is the resistance here offered by this channel. So when we know the resistance, the voltage by resistance gives you that current. Obviously here we will have some current. Current is not 0. I can say here current is not equal to 0. Reason is because already there is a channel exists which is connecting both drain and source terminal. Electrons will keep moving from source region all the way to the positive drain, and conventional current flows from drain to source. Okay, now so we have seen that for 0 also there exists a current here, but do you think same thing here? In enhancement mode, what happens when we apply 0 gate voltage? 0 gate to source voltage, but I apply 2 volts as VDS. Do we get current here?
No, sir, because there is no channel present without positive VDS.
Exactly, there is no channel, so therefore there is no current here. IDS in this case is going to be 0. I hope you understand, you got an idea in enhancement mode how to make use of this device. Okay, when current flows here, under what conditions current flows, and in depletion mode device under what conditions current flows. You are getting that idea, I hope so. Now let us see here, small change I am going to do in voltages here. What change you can see, observe here. VDS I will keep it at 2 volts, but see VGS instead of 0 volts I will make it say 2, 3, I will increment this voltage. Observe now what changes is going to happen here. Okay, let us write it here. I will use here this voltage VGS. Let us remove this 0. Okay, look at what changes I am going to do here. I am going to increase this voltage from say all the way 0, also we know that there exists a current 0 to, I will go 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 volts to 4 volts, 4 to 5 volts. What is going to happen in the channel region for these voltages? Forget about for the time being VDS. VDS you can take it as 2 volts or even 1 volt, it does not matter. Let us make it this as small voltage, 1 volt let us say, VDS is 1 volt. Now observe in the channel region what happens to the channel when we go from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4, 5 onwards like this. Do you think inbuilt channel will remain as it is with the same depth, or is there any increase or decrease in the channel? Okay, do you see any decrease or increase?
We can see an increase because the width will increase, more electrons will be attracted if we apply positive VGS.
Exactly. So the width of the channel will increase now. The channel is right now what you are observing is when gate to source voltage was 0 is a narrow, but now since we have increased voltage, gate to source voltage positive to the gate and negative to the source, and we are increasing in the incremental manner, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So slowly this channel will keep on expanding like this. So you can see it will expand like this, it will expand like this. Okay. So that means entire N plus region may become equivalent throughout this source to drain. The N region may become equivalent as you keep increasing this gate to source voltage. That means channel keeps expanding. So channel keeps growing in this direction. Okay, that's what you observe when the gate to source voltage is increased. Okay, now see when this all things happens when VDS is kept constant at 1 volt. Now what happens when I increase the VDS? I will now keep VGS constant. Let's make it now say 2 volts. I will fix VGS at 2. This is let's say 2 volts. Now whatever I had done changes, varied VGS, I will do the same thing for VDS. Now do you have a guess here what's going to happen now? Okay, so drain to source voltage is varied like this. We will start with 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 volts. Now what changes you observe in the channel region? Or I just want to know what will happen to the current. Yeah, any idea?
Sir, could you please repeat it?
The condition is VGS is kept at 2 volts. VDS is varied in steps starting from 1 volt, 2, 3, 4, 5 volt. I am looking for current here. What happens to the current now for this increased incremental variation in drain source voltage? I just want from your side what will happen to the drain current. Whether drain current increases with drain source voltage, or drain current decreases, or drain current remains constant. I have given 3 choice to you.
Choice.
Increases,
Decreases, maybe, sir.
okay, no problem. We will explain that little later. How exactly drain current changes with drain source voltage. Okay, the reason why I'm going very slow is because this is a fundamental device, and understanding this, okay, is very important for your higher education. Many things, many times we don't know how this working of MOSFET device. So I'm a bit slow and explaining each and every tiny details in this device. Okay, let me explain here. Later on we will get to understand here. See, when VDS is varied, the drain current here up to some extent it will increase, but beyond that it maintains a constant. Here current will not decrease, because see, already we made a gate to source voltage. We know that gate to source voltage is responsible for the channel, right? And now in the voltage that we have applied here is in favor of increasing channel. Okay, positive voltage we applied to gate, and minimum voltage required for the formation of channel, we told it is going to be 1 volt threshold. Now already there is inbuilt channel here, since this is going to be a depletion device, and on top of that I have applied extra 2 volts. So that means channel region is expanded now. It is no more small channel here, it is expanded, larger channel width you can see now. Let me rewrite new channel how it looks. The channel here, because of 2 volts, will be beyond this inbuilt channel, maybe something like this. Now see, so this complete region is now channel region here. So this is, what I will do is I will shade in different colors so that you can see it is channel. It's not insulator, because if I shade it, you may think like insulator. This is a channel. Now see, channel has been expanded now. Okay, this complete region has been expanded. It's like you can visualize like a road, earlier when the road is narrow, very few vehicles can move from source to drain. Vehicles in the sense electrons. And now I made this wide road little bit wider, the more number of vehicles can cross from source to drain. Okay, when I say more number of vehicles, large current is flowing. Now see here, condition here is, okay, you can think of this 1 volt to 2 I have jumped, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. What is happening here? When we increase VDS, more and more electrons are supplied here, right? Okay, so drain to source is responsible for the current here. When we increase voltage from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, that means more and more electrons are supplied, and more electrons keep coming and reaching this positive terminal here, and drain current is increasing. Now what happens here? Suppose if 50 vehicle can cross this road. Now if I push here 100 vehicles, what will happen now? Do you think all 100 can go in this road? No. Only 50 can pass this at a time. Now what happens here? The outcoming vehicles here, it becomes constant, right? Because I am not increasing this VGS. VGS increasing, I would have made more wider this road. I kept VGS constant. So therefore this width of this channel is constant. Now, but only thing is I am increasing the drain to source voltage from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. That means more and more charge carriers I am pushing here. Okay, if I say this can cross, 50 electrons can come at a time here. This road is designed for 50 electrons. Now because of increase in voltage, if 100 electrons are incoming here, but only 50 can come at a time, right? So therefore the current here becomes almost constant. So even if you go from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, increase in voltage, you may supply here more number of electrons, but outcoming electrons remains constant. I hope you understand this. The rate at which electrons coming out from this, the channel region remains constant. So therefore this drain current becomes almost constant. But in the beginning you will see large amount of the drain current. The graph will be something like this. If you plot VDS versus ID graph, it will be something like this. Initially it will increase as you keep increasing the drain source voltage. Okay, you can see this increase in the current, but later once it gets saturated, it becomes almost like a constant like this. Okay, so this is a kind of graph you get it. This is for some voltage, say VGS equals 2 volts. I have a question for you now. What happens if I increase VGS from 2 to 3? This is variation is constant 1 2 3 4 5. For this 2 volts I have shown a graph here. Now I am increasing VGS from 2 to 3. Now VGS is fixed at 3 volt. What will happen to drain source voltage or drain source current for these variations 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5 if I increase now? Will the graph goes above this or below this? Just think about it. I hope you understood the question here. I am fixing gate voltage instead of 2 volts. I am making this gate voltage, gate to source voltage as 3. I have increased 1 volt here, extra voltage I have given here. Now I will vary this voltage VDS from 1 volts to 5 volts. I have already plotted VDS versus ID for VGS equals 2 volts. Now I am asking you to show the graph, whether the graph comes below this or above this for VGS equals 3 volts.
It will be above it, sir. The same pattern, but it will saturate us at a higher current.
Exactly. So curve will be above something like this. It will be above something like this. Okay. So this is for say VGS is equal to 3 volts. And if you decrease this, definitely the curve will be something like this. VGS equals 1 volt. It may not be like this because VGS is equal to 1 volt is equal to threshold voltage only, which will be close to this x-axis. Okay, so the idea here is I want just you to make you understand about the working principle here for what voltage it conducts, what voltage it doesn't conduct here. Okay, we have seen so far only positive voltage of VGS. Now let me give an example to you. If I go for negative value of VGS, what is going to happen? I will change polarity of this voltage, gate to source as negative. Look at now the voltage I am connecting here, positive here, negative voltage I am going to apply to the gate here. This is VGS. Now what is going to happen? Any idea? Do you think channel remains same as the inbuilt?
The width will decrease till VGS is minus of V threshold, and then there will be zero current source will be knob.
Yes, exactly. What he said is right. Now, because of negative VGS here, already there is an implanted channel here, and this channel, when we go for negative, suppose here let me assume some voltage. So, if the threshold voltage for this device is say -2, usually depletion mode device will have negative threshold. So, let us say this is negative threshold, say -2 volts. Okay. So, now you can see that if I keep decreasing this voltage, if I go increase here, not decrease, I am going towards positive direction here. Okay. So, negative voltage I am applying here. So, if I go for say -2 or 2 volts here, negative voltage in this direction I am applying here. Say if I go for 3, what is going to happen? Okay, not negative, let me choose negative voltage here. Okay, I will choose here, already there is a -2. If I apply here -3, what is going to happen? Or if I increase -4 or -5, now see, because already the -2 itself is a threshold voltage. So, we are going now -3, 1 volt lesser than the threshold now. Do you think this channel will exist now for -3? Okay, you can even consider VDS as some voltage. Let us now take it VDS constant. Just think about this. VDS is kept constant, say at 2 volts. what will happen to this drain current? VDS is kept at 2 volts, and you can imagine situation like VGS is minus 3. Any guesses? First of all, I just want to know whether channel exists or not for this minus 3. That will tell you about current which is flowing here. So this is ID. Because see, already we said this threshold voltage is minus 2 volt. Now I applied here minus 3, more negative than minus 2. So that means this channel will cease to exist now here. This channel doesn't exist now. If I go more negative than minus 4, completely it is ceased. That means these regions remains isolated. So now what you have seen for enhancement, that comes here now. So this completely, this region remains isolated. So this will be like this, this will be like this, this will not exist. Okay, now see, you get any drain current here for this? Obviously no. So drain current is going to become 0. And if you further increase this to minus 4, minus 5, that means drain current permanently it ceases, it doesn't exist. Okay, I just want to plot here another graph to you to explain to you. That graph is called as VGS versus ID graph for constant drain source voltage. Cut here, I will show you graph here. This is a graph for depletion device. X axis is gate to source voltage, y axis is drain current. The graph looks like something like this. It's a depletion mode device, therefore graph will be something like this. This is for some value of VDS, say VDS equals 2 volts. You cannot make VDS as 0, VDS is equal to 2 volts. Okay, so here we have threshold voltage VT. I told you threshold voltage is minus 2. So VT equals minus 2. This is the VGS versus ID graph for this is VDS equals 2 volts. Okay, you understood now how exactly for what voltage of gate source voltage channel exists. So here when you apply more negative than minus 2, we showed here for minus 3, minus 4 what is going to happen. So minus 3 means you are moving in this direction, negative direction here like this. Okay, when you move in negative direction, current will be 0. So you will be moving like this on x axis. But when you move towards positive direction, see minus 2, when you apply minus 1, current exists. When you apply VGS 0, there exists a current. When you apply VGS as 1, there exists a current. See, positive VDS we applied already, that's why. So this is for VGS is equal to 1 volt. So here VGS is equal to 2. So here 2 volts, there exists a current here. That means when you move from minus 2 volts onwards towards positive direction, current starts increasing. But when you move negative VGS from minus 2 onwards, current starts decreasing. Current becomes 0 when you go more negative than minus 2, because this is the threshold. Okay, hope you got this idea. So when you go more negative, this inbuilt channel will cease and completely these two regions remains isolated here. Okay. Whereas for this enhancement mode, we can draw the graph similar to this and show this graph for enhancement mode device. Same VGS versus ID graph. So you will get a better idea for what gate to source voltage this device works. Okay. I'm sorry for this. This is taking time. Okay. Okay. So let me move on to the VGS versus ID graph here for enhancement. So once again, I'm sorry, I'll take a different pen. So this is VGS versus ID graph. Now graph looks somewhat like this. Since this has got positive threshold, the graph will be something like this. So here we have a threshold Vt which is equal to 1 volt. So this is for enhancement device. And this graph is for depletion device. Now you see difference between them. For what voltage, gate source voltage, this is again VDS is kept constant. We can't make VDS as 0, say VDS as 2 volts, example here. So VGS more than 1 volt, device will start conducting and more current will start flowing, okay, when VDS is kept at 2 volts. So when we make here for enhancement device VGS less than 1 volt, say 0, so this source and drain region remains isolated, device will not conduct. And when you go more and more negative, device will not conduct at all. So this device conducts only for VGS greater than or equal to 1 volt threshold voltage. But here in the depletion device, okay, the same graph which is moving, which starts from second quadrant, that's what you are seeing here. Okay, so it starts from minus 2 volts because already there is an inbuilt channel here. Okay, so even for 0 volts, when you apply, there exists a current here because there is an inbuilt channel. Slowly when you move towards negative voltage, the channel will cease and this source and drain region remains isolated. And for positive VGS, it is almost like enhancement only. But this graph will move to the second quadrant in depletion kind of device. Okay, so here you will have an opportunity to operate negative VGS and positive VGS, whereas here only it operates for positive gate source voltage. Enhancement device you cannot operate in negative gate source voltage. Okay, any questions about this? I hope this, if you understood this concept, definitely you can study what is given in the textbook. Okay, it becomes more easy to you. And look at circuit symbol for depletion device and enhancement device. Enhancement device, since it will not conduct with voltage, gate to source voltage less than threshold, so there is a split up here in the 3 regions that has shown in the substrate, whereas here you can see there is a continuity line, okay, from drain to source. This shows that okay, when the device is fabricated, there is a connectivity between the source and drain. There is a channel which is implanted. This line shows that okay, implanted channel here. So this is an implanted channel. Okay, and this drain region, source region, they are already connected here. That's what symbolic representation shows. And since it is going to be the N channel, the arrow mark you can see which is given here, which is towards the silicon dioxide. The arrow mark is upward like this. Okay. Okay. Any questions about this symbolic representation and device structure? And now what we explained here about current flow with reference to different VGS and VDS, it's explained through the characteristics. Later on we will take up these characteristics in more detail. That's what in our syllabus we need to discuss. You can see here whatever I said, it is already discussed here. See, I told you saturation, okay, and complete graphs you can see now here. Okay, we will take up this little later. Okay, I'll stop at this point. Next class I would like to continue with this the working principle of device. And analogy part I haven't discussed in today's class. I will take up in the next class since already time is up. Any questions?